everyone, welcome back to my channel, Self Leadership with Sav. So glad to have you back. Today I want to talk about how to be a more positive person. I know a lot of people can get into the whole negativity, and I know everyone really wants to be positive. So today I want to talk a little bit about that. First of all, why do we even want to be a positive person? Why bother? Why can't we just be negative or be neutral? Well, friends, there's 3 reasons why it's so important to be positive. First of all, you want to be positive because if you are a positive person, you attract other positive people around you. Do you want to be surrounded by negative people or people complaining or whining or just not happy or not getting anything done? No. You want to be around the positive people, the people who are taking action, who are making things happen, right? So the more positive you are, the more you're likely to attract the same kind of people. Number 2 is that you build a lot of resiliency if you are a positive person, because the more positive you are, the less likely you are to go down the rabbit hole when things are not working out the way you want them to work out. And reason number 3 why it's so great to be positive is that if you are more positive, you are more likely to get things done. Negative people have a habit of complaining a lot and getting stuck and not taking any action and just complaining and being negative and criticizing other people and criticizing everything and the situations and blaming things. But positive people look for solutions. They look for what they want to improve and they just go ahead and do it. That's why you want to be positive. But how can we make habits and create habits in our life that allow us to be more positive? Tip number 1, look for the positive in everyone or everything as much as possible. I know there are situations where things just are not going right. For example, for me, last week, I unfortunately got into a small minor car accident. Horrible, right? Really, really, really awful. In those times, it's hard to look for the best in a situation or good in a situation or a person or anything like that. But I really had to dig deep and find that one thing that could have been worse, right? And that's where also resiliency comes in. So that is tip number 1. Tip number 2 is practice gratitude every day. And this goes back to building resiliency in yourself. So you want to start thinking about at least 2 or 3 things every day that you are grateful for. What I like to do is surprise myself in the middle of the day sometimes and say, okay, what am I grateful for today? And I can rattle off quite a few things right then. What I recommend is start doing this at night before you go to bed. Think about 3 things that happened that day that you were grateful for. It could be a huge thing like you got a promotion at work, or it could be a really small thing like a friend you hadn't heard from for a while commented on your Instagram photo and said, hey, this looks great, miss you, can't wait to catch up. And that is something that you can also say you're grateful for. Tip number 3, do things every day that lift your spirits. This can be anything. This can be reading a book. If you know that reading books in the morning before you start your day lifts your spirits, then do that. If writing something for 10 minutes every day lifts your spirits, do that. If meditating every day or going to yoga lifts your spirits, or calling that one friend who knows the right things to say to lift you up, lifts your spirits, whatever it is that works for you that lifts your spirits, do that. Make a habit of really recognizing those things that lift your spirits, and make a habit of interspersing your weeks with those, because that is going to make you a more positive person as well. Tip number 4, I say get out in nature. You could also, if you live in a place where there isn't a lot of nature, you could also do a lot of working out. You can go to the gym, work out, or go for a run outside, and that's fine too. But I really believe in the power of nature and really surrounding yourself by trees or by the ocean, or just being outside in nature, because it has such a magical way of just lifting your spirits and calming you down and bringing your stress levels down low. And I can tell you that this helps me a lot whenever I feel my stress levels are going up and I can feel myself getting all crabby or negative. Really being out in nature brings my stress levels down, and I'm definitely a more positive and a more pleasant person to be around. Tip number 5. Find positive people and surround yourself with them. Now, you know how they say that you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with, right? And surround yourself with the winners and the happy people and the positive people. Well, a lot of the times I recognize that it's not possible to go out and find 5 amazingly positive people to always surround yourself with, and you can't just ditch your friends altogether or your colleagues altogether who might not be the most positive person, right? And that's okay. What I want to stress here is that find positive situations and communities around you that you can go regularly. Plant yourself in between now and again. You can find yourself a volunteering group, let's say, who are filled with really positive people, and if you volunteer with them once a week, that is going to lift your attitude and your mind and your mood levels. Once that once week, and probably is going to carry with you throughout the week too. So find communities and groups of people and circles and networks where you know they're filled with positive people, and try and put yourself in those communities as much as possible. You might not be able to change your immediate circle right away, but just recognizing pockets of positive people and actually going out there and planting yourself in there, in between those, will do wonders. And those are my 5 tips on how to become a more positive person and cultivate a habit of thinking positive thoughts, doing positive things, and just lifting your spirits and your mood that little bit more so you can be a more resilient person. Because, pro tip, the more you practice being positive on a daily basis, after a year, 1 year, 2 years, you'll see that it's really hard for anything to really bring you down. Positivity builds resiliency. That's my pro tip for you. For you now, I have a question. What is one thing that you already do that brings positivity into your life? And if you don't do anything, what can you introduce into your life that will start making you a bit more of a positive person? Let me know in the comment below, and if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button, because then you get to see all my videos all the time, and you'll get notified whenever I have a new video coming up, which is every other Monday, and I would love for you to not miss any of those. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe. See you later.